I grew up in a very, very small town. My first 9 years was in a village of 60 people that were serving a TB sanitarium. And my dad had gotten TB, so he was in as a patient. My mother was a nurse there. They both are from very, very poor backgrounds. We were absolutely not well-to-do at all. But we were relatively just fine. And I think that makes a big difference in terms of how one feels about life.
He's just amazingly confident and is so driven, and it must be because he grew up in such modest circumstances, and he now knows that he's in a position to do very well and help others.
I came on the board of the Berkeley Community Fund around late 1990s. This place is really deeply interested in social justice. That's always been the founding principle of the Berkeley Community Fund. If you think of justice as the bond of people in state, in a community, it'd be hard to argue that there's any unjustness in helping a kid to a better future than they might get without this help.
On a really deep emotional level, he connects to where these kids were coming from. He knows that kids need a helping hand. And I think that sort of emotional response, coupled with what he knows research-wise, because he's the kind of guy who does his homework, he knows that college is the single biggest difference to breaking that cycle of poverty.
I was about to take my driver's license test, and he sort of said, I think this is the second time in your life where your doors just open up to a lot more freedom. And I was kind of like, okay, what was the first? And he was like, when you learn to read. And that always struck me as just really interesting, that for him, learning and education was really about accessing this type of freedom and new opportunities.
When I went to college, that just felt terrific. At that time, college was about 2,000 hours of minimum wage. That's what it cost to go to a private college, so it wasn't that expensive. But when I left, I remember getting, I think it was, I got $50 from the drugstore and $25 from the Sunoco station, because there weren't that many kids going to college. And a kid could work in the summer and work at college and get out without much in the way of loans.
Skip has a very compelling story. He was helped by his own community. Went on to Dartmouth and from there built an incredible life. I think he's never forgot these very humble beginnings and those people who reached out to him.
The Aspen Institute has really been the most energizing thing I've done in the last 20 years. We take young, mid-career, very accomplished executives, and they agree to engage in 4 seminars on leadership over the period of 2 years, and to take on a venture that's public-spirited, to be able to go through seminars on what's a good society and how does one lead, what's a good life.
Through the Aspen Institute, he's trained the future leaders of the world, and he's trained people who are in a position to really make a difference. So if you think about what he's done and the leverage he's had through these people that he has worked with, I can't imagine how many people have been affected by the work he's done.
He is a businessman who's not only very, very competent and very successful, but he's an intellectual. Now, he probably wouldn't admit, he's a very modest guy. You could sit next to him all evening at dinner and not know that he was on the Netflix board, the Workday, and not know any of this stuff about him. He's very, very modest. He's curious. He'd ask you questions. What do you do? What do you know? But he's an intellectual.
I think the world needs to clone Skip Battle as many times as they can. We need more people like him that are passionate about changing kids' lives, alleviating poverty, improving the environment, on and on and on.
Skip and I have a very deep friendship. I would say he's among my closest friends in the world. I don't think I've met a more authentic and kind mentor in my life.
He's been a friend for 50 years, and you know, he's an amazing guy, and he's been sort of the best friend that anybody could ever imagine having.
He is a man of integrity, immense generosity, and he's indefatigable. This joie de vivre is quite remarkable.
I think it's wonderful that the BCF is honoring Skip for his involvement in the community, and it's been such an honor to know Skip and to be Skip's friend and to learn from Skip. Thank you.
It's a great pride I have in having known Skip Battle, watched him in action, and be able to personally congratulate him, and on behalf of the Institute, at getting this award.
Congratulations, Dad. I love you. I'm so proud of you. You're really my hero, and you're so deserving of this award.
Congratulations, Dad. I think this is such a wonderful and well-deserved honor, and I'm so lucky to get to share it with you.